Hey everyone, Steve Poland here, Steve Poland Cichlids, and I haven't really done a proper fish room tour before, so I wanted to do that. And I don't have one fish room. I've got a couple tanks up here in the living area and then some tanks in the basement, so I'll just take you around. Start here, the 125, which if you are a subscriber you know this tank well. So this is all male peacock and hap. And I only have one fish that is actually full size, and that is this blue neon here. And everyone else is still growing up. Do have some decent sized ones. That's the Eclipse right there from the Cichlid Shack. That is a tetrastigma that is looking pretty good for his size. I'm pretty happy with him. That right there is also from the Cichlid Shack, Dragon Blood. This guy is the newest addition to the 125. He is the male blue regal from my breeding group that turned out to be all males and no females, which was awesome. Talked about that before. Got a pheno here. He is very young, so that's a star sapphire is what a pheno is if you don't know. So no spangles yet. He will look amazing later. And I've got some fish in this tank that may need to be moved out of here to get them to color up. Definitely a lot of color in here. This is one of my favorites, the Turkis from Indie Cichlids. And he is one of the smaller fish in this tank, but he looks amazing. But like I said, I've got some that I'm probably going to have to pull out of here and get them to color up. Anytime you do an all-male tank like this, it's kind of a game where you're trying to get, and this guy's one of my new favorites. No problem with him coloring up, but it's always a game trying to get everybody to really look their best. So this tank though for the most part is doing well. Really pretty low aggression here for the most part, which has been good. Just a little bit of fin nipping here and there, especially as I introduce new fish, but I try to be smart about that. So really I've been happy with it. I'm just trying to be patient. It's really tough, but buying these guys smaller and letting them grow out really has been nice. It's been really rewarding. This is my Luanda, who was tiny when I got him. He's really coming into his own. So I've got, I think, 22 fish in here at this point. Just been moving guys around. Deep water hap there. Just trying to think of who I haven't shown you yet. So that's the 125 for now. Now we're going to go over and I will show you the 90-gallon grow out. So the 90 grow out is in the same room as the 125. Everybody's freaking out a little bit because I just turned their light back on. So I've changed up this scape a little bit, kind of over the months. Just at this point I took some of the rocks out of the 125, put them in here. So the best fish in this tank by far, and if you follow me on Instagram at SP Cichlids, you've seen this guy before, and he was sold as a red crystal peacock, but he's just a version of a dragon blood. It's hard with the lighting here to really show you. If I back up a little bit, you can see he's just like on fire. Really great looking fish, and he was also tiny when I got him. Got a blue dolphin in here. Some of these guys are possibly girls, so this is all the initial peacocks that I got from Dave's Rare Fish. Like the first peacocks I ever got were unsexed, and so as I've identified them as males, they've come out of this tank and into the other tank, a bunch of them. Biggest one in here is this Borlei. Some other fish in here that are cool. This guy is cool. It's really colored up a lot. We've got one of the other males from my supposed breeding group. You can see him. See all that blue? Definitely a male. I don't know how you could ever have tried to sell that as a female. So anyway, it's been nice having a big grow out like this so that I can really let these guys, give these guys some room, some good room. Probably have more fish actually in this tank than I do in the 125, though a lot of these are pretty small. So ones that have, you know, come out, like that's a male now, and you just look like nothing until maybe a month ago. Let's see, another one that's really started to develop, if I can find one. Come here. That's starting to get some color. So just trying to be patient with these guys too. And we'll see what happens. Alright, we will head downstairs and show you the tanks down there. Okay, so down in the basement here we've got the double 40 breeder rack. And in here I kind of just have some random guys that I've pulled out of the grow out, just either because I had a couple different kind in the same tank, and really just overflow. And this is really going to be more for my breeding operations once all these guys are bigger. So we've got another smaller dragon blood, got what I believe is a female blue regal, another male blue regal, another male blue regal. Got some pretty small Xerox that I just picked up. And then I have, you saw last week's video, I have the fry that came from Trevor with the breeding group. And then the breeding group that I'm going to show you here in a second has already spawned one time, so I've got some eggs that I had stripped that are tumbling there, and those guys are developing pretty well. And then down here in the bottom tank we have the breeding group. So we've got that beauty right there, the wild caught red shoulder, and all of his ladies. Like I said, they've done pretty well so far. Been really happy with them. My problem at this point is just making room for all the little ones that are going to come from them. Got bristlenose plecos in all of my tanks to keep the algae under control. So you can see a couple of those guys swimming around in there. And I've got sponge filters in these. I've got a big air pump down there. I'm running that sponge filter. This is a Marina breeder box that is fed by a sponge filter. It's pretty cool. And then got a 10-gallon over here cycling. If you can, little focus. Really not much, just a 10-gallon tank sitting over there. Then I've got a 20 over there that I've used in the past for grow out, so I'll probably get it going too. This air pump can run a ton of stuff. So that is my fish room, or fish rooms for now. Just thought you guys would like to see it. Really appreciate you guys checking out the videos, hitting like, commenting. Please consider subscribing. Until next time, thanks for watching.